just during the pandemic, I think there was a move in the United States to implement sort of what they call value-based providers. Mm-hmm. So you probably know this, but value-based providers they sit between the insurance company and the patient. And their job is to essentially postpone and delay the events by providing sort of what they call wraparound services, nutrition, supplementation, exercise, and that sort of thing. The two most famous ones are Livongo and Babylon Health. And for example, Babylon Health, what they do, they go to the insurance company and they take on the risk of that patient having an event, and they get paid like $10,000 per person. And the idea is that if you push out the event for your overall population by, say, 2 or 3 years, you've saved a lot of money, and the few that will have an event, the $10,000 fees that you collected on all of the population will cover that. After pandemic, some of these companies are experiencing some trouble. One experience that I had, which is interesting, I was at American Diabetic Association conference in where was it? St. Louis, or I can't remember right now, but it was like 6 months ago. Mm-hmm. New Orleans, it was in New Orleans, and I was there in 6 months ago now. And there were a lot of these home aware devices for glucose monitoring, blood pressure monitoring, a lot of other things. The problem still was that there are 200 of these companies, and they are selling to 200 different insurance companies, right? And just there is not a collection of data, right? If you in the United States, if you change your employer, or if you change your insurance company, there is no record, there is no data. It's just and at Toku, one thing that we believe is that the data must be shared in a legal, ethical way, obviously. But for me, I believe, and this is a bit controversial, but I believe it's unethical not to share data, because sharing data will ultimately benefit the society and the patient themselves. Again, there's a right way of doing it and there's a wrong way of doing it. But if it's done correctly, I think it's a necessity of our modern healthcare system.